Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. This is Ghost Warrior 38, and I wanted to bring you a review here. Before I get started, I hope everyone had a great or a good Christmas or a good holiday season as we wind down the 2024 year, and we will soon be getting into 2025. I hope everyone has a good year and that this year is better than the last and that we all can push forward ahead together. So, just wanted to say I appreciate all my friends and my fans and subscribers who have stuck out with me on this journey. I haven't exactly done a 10-year video yet, but I just wanted to say my thanks first to everybody. Obviously, I know there's a lot better quality videos out there, but a quote from an interview that I read is, this is from a movie, but it's unrelated. The actor said, if there's at least one person out there in the world that enjoys my work, then I hope that I can make that person happy. So to at least that one person out there that watches my videos and enjoys my content, from the genuine bottom of my heart, I can't thank you enough for that. So with that little sappiness out of the way, on to the main topic of the video here. Today I will be looking at the first figure I ever purchased. From the Raiders of the Lost Ark line, this will be the Indiana Jones figure. To me, this is sort of like the Star Wars Black Series figures. Both released the characters from the movies, and that's really been about it so far. I don't know how well this line is doing, or if it's even continued at all. Personally, I'd hoped they'd have looked at releasing some of the characters from the expanded media, like making figures from some of the books, or maybe giving us a young indie figure like we saw in The Last Crusade, or Fedora, whatever the case may be. But anyway, looking at this figure here, we have some product shots here and a view from the figure. This is the Ark of the Covenant wave. We get a nice product shot here of Harrison Ford, and the scene here where he steals the fertility idol from the beginning. They actually made a adventure series release of him and the pedestal and the idol, even though this release comes with the idol itself. And here's a view of the back. You have some alternate hands, the gripping hand, the gun hand, a relaxed grip, and fists, his satchel, his whip, folded up whip, his handgun, the fertility idol, of course, and the arc pieces itself. I don't know if I'll be getting all the figures just to build this piece. I'm with, like, my Star Wars Black Series, I pick and choose the ones that I like. So I don't know if I'll be getting all of them. I don't know. But anyway, the figures in this line are Marion. She comes with one of the sides. Sallah comes with the top and bottom. Belloq in the priest robes. He comes with the rods. And Toht comes with the other side. And of course on the back is the obligatory warning labels, product information, and where this figure comes from. So sit back, hang tight, I will get this figure open, and we will move forward. And we have him out of the packaging now in somewhat of a standing position. This is the figure here. Looking at him fairly well, closer, putting his hands down here and taking the whip out of his hand. I changed one of the hands out because the hand he came attached with originally was his gun holding hand, which I managed to put in the holster here. There is also a little piece here for the folded up whip, but on my figure, at least the one that I have, the hole on the belt was not ever pierced all the way through, and so it only ever goes in halfway. It doesn't stay in all the way, whereas the holster, the material was punched all the way through, so that's a bit of a issue there, basically meaning I can't have him doing anything with this, so that's just going to be a loose accessory. But anyway, looking at the head sculpt, the face is okay, and obviously not a one-to-one likeness of Harrison Ford, but the figure does its job. Don't get me wrong, I like this figure and happy to have it, and I'm not complaining about face sculpting too much. The hat is glued onto the character's, or the figure's head. It would have been nice if it had a removable hat, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. I like the weathering and look of his coat. You can remove it. It is removable, but I don't know why you'd want to take it off, but you can if it's there. He has his satchel as well. The hand rotation goes about that far, and the arms can go 90 to 45 degrees, but it still gives you the full rotation. The coat cut accommodates the rotation, so you don't have any worrying about hindering. The hands can be a bit of a problem getting off and on. You have to be careful. There's little ball joints on the inside, and one wrong step could break the joint, and you'd be kind of sunk with attaching hands. So basically the only best thing I can think of would be put on the best pair of hands that you'd want to put on, and then just sort of leave it alone. I kind of like the hand he has here, because this one sort of kind of makes him like he's holding the brim of his hat. But yeah, that's just sort of kind of that. Going down to the detailing on his legs and pants. It's fairly film representative. The legs can go out only that far, mostly due to obviously the belt with the straps. However, it can go out that far and back about that far, again, because mostly the satchel is in the way. But the leg can do a full pivot, and there's only one joint, so being very careful here. It can only go about that high, and the foot can tilt about that far and does a little bit of an ankle pivot, ball joint, so you can move the shoe around a little bit. And there are peg holes on the bottoms of the feet. So if you had figure displays, you could put those on there. So kind of getting them. If you line up the cuts on the bottoms of the pants with the feet, you can actually get them to stand pretty well. So it kind of stands about that. That's sort of having the back on the figure standing straight up, sort of about that way. That's kind of that. Like I said, the gun is already in the holster, and I alluded to earlier, he comes with his folded whip, his extended whip. I imagine you could probably air dry this out or do something, or blow dry and probably like stretch the whip out and do different things with it, because this right now is basically how it came out of the packaging. So you'd have maybe some wiggle room with how you'd want to pose the whip. Of course, you get the two pieces of the Ark of the Covenant on the tops. And then you'd have his other hands. Sorry about that. Like I alluded to earlier, his gun gripping hand. You have another open palm hand, which if it's attached to the figure, can actually, like if you're careful and pose it right, he could be holding the fertility idol, something along the lines of this, but getting it to stay in the hand once it's attached to the figure is kind of its own thing, and that's kind of the idol itself. It's nice. Just a nice thing to have. I understand they obviously issued another one with the second release. And of course you get two fisted hands. And give me one more moment here. And while I'm holding this real quick, here is a quick view of what that other hand sculpt looks like when it is holding the fertility idol. Just wanted to show what one of the other hands looks like. Anyway, I hope you guys like this little review of my Indiana Jones action figure. To stay up to date on all of my other content, be sure to click that like button if you enjoyed this video. Comment below your favorite Indiana Jones film, or if you have any of these Adventure Series figures, let me know which one is your favorite. If I ever come across any others in the wild, or if I find another one that I enjoy, I will definitely be doing a review on that as well. My goal would be to get at least one to represent each of the films. I have my Raiders one. I'll probably get an Indy from the Temple of Doom, which means I'll probably be getting it'll be the one with it's the white shirt. He has the one sleeve ripped with the machete, and then of course he has the Last Crusade figure. It's a shame they never released one for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because they skipped that one, and they have two of his Professor Jones figures, or at least I know for sure the one from Last Crusade, because he has the shield. It's the shield etching that he and Elsa find at the museum, and then they immediately have the one from Dial of Destiny. But anyway, until then, stay safe, everybody. Hope you all have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, and take care.